She sneered. "You really think you can talk me out of this divorce?" "At mediation," I replied. "Already did." When she saw I'd agreed to all her demands and added, "She takes the debt too," her tune changed fast. I, 36, male, just got back from what was meant to be our final divorce mediation. My hands are still trembling from the rush, not anger. More like victory? Relief? Hard to pin down. Elise, 34, and I were married for 8 years, together for 10. The last 2 years were a nightmare. She emotionally checked out, spent money like it was water, and treated me like a cash machine while she discovered herself. 3 months ago, she hit me with the divorce bomb, saying she'd outgrown me and needed to chase her dreams. Translation: she met someone new at her wellness retreat, Caleb, some rich kid who babbles about mindfulness and cruises in a BMW his parents bought. Fine, whatever. I was tired of being treated like a prop anyway. The issue? Elise wanted the divorce on her terms. She demanded the house I'd been solely paying the mortgage on for 3 years. She wanted alimony despite her cushy PR job pulling in $75,000. She wanted me to keep covering her car payments. And the real kicker, she wanted a clean financial split where we each keep our own debts. Sounds reasonable, right? Except Elise didn't know I knew about the credit cards, 5 of them, all maxed out, roughly $62,000 in total debt. Here's the deal. We always kept separate finances, her idea. But those cards? They're in both our names. I'm an authorized user on all of them. She opened them using my stellar credit score, claiming they were for emergencies. I trusted her. Never checked the statements because she said she had it under control. I found out 2 weeks ago when I pulled my credit report to prepare for apartment hunting. Nearly keeled over. $62,000, designer shoes, pricey retreats, that ridiculous $8,000 kayak she used once, all on credit I'm technically liable for. So today at mediation, I played my hand flawlessly. Her lawyer, Mr. Callahan, some polished guy in a $1,000 suit, kept pushing her demands. The house. Alimony for 3 years. Me covering the car payments. And of course the clean debt split, where we each take our own. Elise sat there with a smug grin the whole time. She even said at one point, "James just needs to accept this is what's fair." I poured my heart into this marriage while he was always working. My lawyer, Ms. Alvarez, an absolute rock star, just kept jotting notes. Didn't argue, didn't push back. Which made Elise even cockier. Finally, Mr. Callahan slid over their proposed agreement. "We think this is more than fair, considering." Elise smirked at me. "You really think you can talk me out of this divorce?" "This is happening, James. Sign it, and we can both move on." I glanced at Miss Alvarez. She gave me a subtle nod. "Already did," I said. "What?" Elise looked thrown off. "I said I already did." "Changed your mind. Watch." Ms. Alvarez pulled out our counter-proposal. "My client agrees to all your terms. The house, the alimony, the car payments. He wants Mrs. Carter to have everything she's requested." The room went silent. Elise's smirk wavered. Mr. Callahan looked wary. "However," Ms. Alvarez continued, "in the spirit of fairness, since Mrs. Carter will receive all marital assets, she'll also assume all marital debts. This includes the Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Discover, and Wells Fargo credit accounts, totaling approximately $62,000. The smirk vanished. Elise went white. "What? What credit cards?" she stammered. Ms. Alvarez slid over the statements. All 5 accounts. All in both our names. All legally marital debt. "These credit cards," I said calmly. "The ones you've been hiding. The ones you maxed out on wellness retreats and shopping binges. If you want everything else, you take these too. Fair's fair, right?" Mr. Callahan was furiously flipping through the statements. Elise looked like she might pass out. This isn't... I mean, those are my cards," she said. "Actually, Ms. Alvarez cut in. Their joint marital debt. Opened during the marriage, both parties are authorized users. Legally, they belong to both spouses. But I can't afford. You'll have the house, I said. Sell it. Should cover most of the debt. And hey, Caleb's there to help, right? I'm sure he won't mind. Mediation went off the rails fast. Elise started crying. Mr. Callahan called for a break. When they returned 20 minutes later, they suddenly wanted to rethink the terms. Maybe we were too quick, Mr. Callahan said. Perhaps a fairer split. Nope, I said. I agreed to your original terms, all of them. House, alimony, car payments, and the debt. Take it or leave it. They left it. Mediation ended with no deal. Now it's headed to court. And guess what? In our state, judges usually split debt 50-50 anyway. So instead of getting everything she wanted and sticking me with half the debt I didn't know about, she'll likely get far less. The best part? As we were leaving, she grabbed my arm. James, wait. Maybe we should talk. Work something out. I didn't mean, oh, now you want to talk? Thought you'd outgrown me? Thought Caleb was your soulmate? Good luck explaining $62,000 in debt to him. She's texted me 23 times since I got home. I haven't read a single one. My lawyer's handling it from here. Play dumb games, win dumb prizes. Update 1. Holy hell, guys. The entitlement is through the roof now. Thanks for all the support on my original post. Grabbed a drink and gonna update you on this train wreck. So, remember how Elise texted me 23 times after mediation? That was just the warm-up. By day 3, I had 76 texts, 31 missed calls, and she'd even tried WhatsApp, Instagram DMs, and, get this, LinkedIn. She sent a connection request with a message about professional respect during personal changes. I can't make this up. But the real chaos kicked off Thursday. I'm at work when the receptionist buzzes me. James, there's a woman here claiming she's your wife. Sigh. I head to the lobby, and there's Elise, rocking her distressed but still gorgeous look. Designer leggings, oversized sweater, perfect messy bun. She's clutching a latte, eyes red like she's been crying. We need to talk, she says. We have lawyers for that, I reply. Please, just 5 minutes? I'll buy you a coffee. Against my better judgment, I agree. We go to the cafe across the street. The second we sit, the tears start. I didn't know the debt was that bad, she begins. I have a problem, James. Spending addiction. I need help. Now she has a spending addiction. Now she needs help. Not during the 2 years she was swiping those cards like a casino dealer. That's something to discuss with Caleb, I say. I'm sure he'll be super understanding. Her face hardens briefly. Caleb and I, it's not what you think. I don't think about it at all, Elise. She switches tactics. You know I can't afford that debt. Even with the house, the market's soft. I'd maybe get $320,000 after the mortgage. That still leaves like $30,000 in debt, plus the divorce lawyers. I'll be ruined. You should have thought about that before maxing out 5 credit cards in both our names. Then comes the bombshell. She leans forward, touches my hand. What if we didn't divorce? We could work on things. Therapy. I'll get help for the spending. We could be happy again. I laughed, out loud, in the cafe. 2 weeks ago, you said you'd outgrown me. Said I was holding back your dreams. What happened to that? I was overwhelmed. Stressed. You were always working, and I felt ignored, and Caleb's trust fund isn't so shiny with $62,000 in debt attached. She yanked her hand back like I'd burned her. That's not... I love you, James. No, you love my credit score, and my steady paycheck, and the life I funded while you discovered yourself on my dime. We're done here. I left her there and went back to work. But she wasn't done. Friday night, I get a call from an unknown number. It's Lena, Elise's sister. We always got along okay, so I answered. James, What the hell are you doing to my sister? Getting divorced. Her idea, remember? She's a wreck. She called me sobbing about debt and losing the house and you being cruel. I explained the hidden credit cards, the debt, how she demanded the divorce and everything else. But you know she's bad with money. You should have been checking those cards. The nerve. So it's my fault she secretly ran up $62,000 in debt? While cheating on me? While demanding a divorce? Make that make sense, Lena. She wasn't cheating. Caleb's just a friend she went on couples wellness retreats with. Check her Instagram. The pics are still up. Silence. Then, you're being petty. A real man would handle this. A real man. Your sister said I wasn't man enough for her. Said Caleb got her spiritual vibe better. Well, her spiritual vibe comes with a $62,000 price tag now. Hope he's zen enough to deal with that. She hung up on me. But wait, there's more. Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Someone's pounding on my door. It's Caleb, Mr. Trust Fund Guru himself. Skinny jeans, man bun, probably 105 pounds soaking wet. Dude, we gotta talk, he says. Dude? Dude? About what, Caleb? About you screwing over Elise's future. Not cool, man. Not cool. He calls her Elise. I'm not screwing anything. I'm agreeing to her divorce terms. All of them. You know what you're doing. The debt thing? That's shady. She told me you were controlling, but this is next level. I should have shut the door. But I was petty. Did she tell you how much debt? He shifts uncomfortably. She said it was maybe $10,000. Nope. $62,000? 5 cards? All maxed. You two moving in together? Hope you like instant noodles, dude. His face goes pale. 60. She said it was like $10,000. Want to see the statements? I've got copies. He actually steps back. I gotta go. Tell Elise I said hi, I call, as he practically sprints to his BMW. Haven't seen or heard from Caleb since. Elise, though, cranked up the crazy. Sunday, she sent me a 15-page email, single-spaced. It listed every supposed wrong I'd ever done. How I worked too much. How I didn't value her passion. How I stifled her growth. How the debt was actually an investment in her personal evolution I should be thankful for. Page 12 was my favorite. She calculated her housework over 8 years and invoiced me for it. According to her, I owe her $47,000 for domestic labor. I'm keeping that email forever. My lawyer laughed when I sent it. Ms. Alvarez called Monday with an update. Apparently, Mr. Callahan wants another mediation. They're ready to compromise. Let me guess, I said. They want to split the debt, but she still gets the house and alimony? Pretty much. Told them we'll see them in court. The court date's next month. In the meantime, I've been hit with 3 more sob story emails. Her mom calling me cold-hearted. Her best friend DMing me on Instagram about how I'm destroying a good woman. A freaking petition on Facebook where she's trying to crowdfund her divorce lawyer fees. That's right. She started a GoFundMe. Help a woman escape financial abuse, it says. She's raised $127 so far, mostly from her wellness group who don't know she drives a 2022 Lexus. That I'm still paying for. The absolute peak was yesterday. She sent me a Venmo request. For $500. Note said, for groceries since you're starving me out. Starving. Her. Out. This woman makes $75,000 a year. She lives in our fully paid off house inherited from my grandmother. Yeah, forgot to mention that detail. She has 0 living expenses except utilities and her shopping habit. I declined the Venmo request and commented, maybe check under the couch cushions? I hear there's usually change there, Petty? Yes. Satisfying? Hell yes. My lawyer says their strategy now is to paint me as financially abusive. Good luck when the judge sees she hid $62,000 in debt while demanding everything in the divorce. We'll update after court. This is gonna be good. Update 2. Buckle up, folks. This update's a roller coaster. The court date was approaching, and Elise was spiraling hard. The GoFundMe tanked. Final total, $341. Caleb ghosted her completely. Her Instagram went from couples yoga poses to quotes about overcoming betrayal real quick. My favorite was, "Sometimes the universe clears your path of those who don't align with your journey." Girl, the universe didn't clear Caleb. The $62,000 in debt did. But then, last Tuesday, she pulled her dirtiest move yet. I get a call from my boss. "James, can you come to my office? There's been a complaint." My stomach sank. In the office, there's my boss, an HR rep, and a police officer. Turns out, Elise filed a report claiming I'd been financially controlling our entire marriage and was now hiding assets during the divorce. She said I had secret accounts and was committing fraud. The officer was professional but clearly irritated. "Sir, we need to ask about your finances." Thank God I'd been working with Miss Alvarez to document everything. I had every bank statement, every transaction, everything clean and ready. The investigation took an hour before the officer concluded there was nothing to it. "Your ex seems mistaken about the situation," he said tactfully. My boss was cool, but I was done playing defense. Ms. Alvarez filed an emergency motion for sanctions against Elise for false allegations. She also subpoenaed Elise's financial records. All of them. And holy hell, what we found. Remember how she said Caleb was just a friend? Well, friends don't usually buy each other $3,000 Tiffany necklaces or fund $8,000 mindfulness retreats in Bali. Turns out Sugar Baby had a sugar daddy, and she'd been bankrolling her lifestyle with both Caleb's money and my credit. But here's where it gets insane. We found she'd opened another credit card, in her name only this time. Thank God. But she'd listed her income as $120,000 on the application. Reminder, she makes $75,000. That's fraud, folks. Straight up fraud. Ms. Alvarez was practically beaming. This changes everything. Court day arrives. I'm in my best suit, clean-shaven, feeling ready. Elise shows up looking like she's starring in a drama about wronged wives. Modest dress, minimal makeup, hair in a sad ponytail. Mr. Callahan starts his opening about how I'm trying to crush a vulnerable woman with crippling debt as punishment for seeking her freedom. Then Ms. Alvarez drops the hammer. She presents the police report from the false allegation, the credit card fraud evidence, the Tiffany necklace receipt from Caleb's credit card statement. His wife's lawyer sent it to us. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, Caleb's married. Receipts showing Elise spent $47,000 on the credit cards after filing for divorce. Text messages between her and Caleb planning their new life, dating back 8 months. Thanks, iCloud. I've never seen someone's face go from calm to panicked so fast. "Mrs. Carter," the judge said, "do you have an explanation for these documents?" Elise started sobbing. I was emotional. James was controlling. I needed to feel free. Free enough to commit credit card fraud? Her lawyer tried to object, but the judge shut it down. And these texts with Mr. He checks his notes. Caleb Thompson, dated 3 months before you filed for divorce, where you discuss, and I quote, taking everything you can from that sorry excuse of a man. How do you explain those? Elise just cried harder. Mr. Callahan looked like he wanted to vanish. The judge's ruling was quick and brutal. 1. Elise gets the debt, all of it, including the fraudulent card. 2. No alimony. 0. Nada. 3. The house. Remember it was inherited from my grandmother? Premarital asset. She gets nothing. 4. She has 30 days to vacate. 5. She pays her own legal fees and mine. 6. The Lexus. She can keep it if she refinances it in her name within 30 days. But wait, there's one more gem. The judge referred her case to the DA's office for the credit card fraud. Elise lost it, screamed about how I ruined her life, how this wasn't fair, how she gave me the best years of her life. Ma'am, the judge said, you committed fraud. You hid assets. You filed false police reports. The only reason you're not in handcuffs is because I'm feeling generous. I suggest you leave my courtroom before I reconsider. As we're leaving, she tries one last time. James, please. I'll be ruined. I'll lose everything. You lost everything when you chose Caleb and debt over our marriage. I'll be homeless. Maybe Lena will take you in. Or try Caleb. Oh wait, his wife probably won't like that. She stood there, mascara streaming, 1,000-yard stare. For a second, I almost felt sorry. Almost. Then I remembered the police at my job, the false allegations, the smirk at mediation. Good luck with your journey, Elise. Final update. Last update because this chapter's officially closed. Elise had 30 days to leave my house. Did she go quietly? Ha! If you think that, you haven't been paying attention. Week 1, she tried to squat. Flat out refused to leave. Posted on social media about how I was making her homeless. Tagged every women's shelter in the area. I had to serve her with a formal eviction notice. Week 2, she listed her stuff for sale on Facebook Marketplace, including my grandmother's silverware, my toolbox, and somehow my snowblower. I had to file a police report and get a restraining order. Week 3, she held a moving sale trying to sell fixtures from the house. The light fixtures, the built-in shelves. A neighbor texted me, James, your ex is trying to sell your doorknobs? Finally, with 3 days left, she moved out. To where? Lena's basement, and according to mutual friends, that's going swimmingly. Lena's husband is thrilled to have his sister-in-law, who called him spiritually shallow at Christmas, living downstairs. But here's the best part. Remember the credit card fraud? The DA's office took it up. She got charged with a felony credit card fraud. Her new lawyer, not Mr. Callahan, he dropped her, got it knocked down to a misdemeanor with probation and restitution. But guess who works in PR? And guess what PR jobs require? Background checks. Elise got fired. $75,000 salary gone. Last I heard, she's working part-time at a smoothie shop. The irony. Caleb's wife is divorcing him and taking everything. Elise is selling the Lexus because she can't make payments. She started a wellness blog about surviving narcissistic abuse. I'm the narcissist. She's on a payment plan for the $62,000 in credit card debt that'll take about 17 years to clear. Meanwhile, I'm doing great. House is mine. Got a raise at work. My boss respected how I handled the false allegations. Started dating a librarian named Claire who thinks credit cards are for emergencies and actually knows what a budget is. The other day, I was cleaning the garage and found one of Elise's vision boards. You know, the ones with magazine clippings? It had photos of tropical islands, luxury cars, wellness retreats, and in the center, a picture of a woman meditating with "Living My Truth" written below. Well, Elise, congrats. You're finally living your truth. It just happens to be a basement apartment and 17 years of credit card payments. Sometimes the universe really does deliver exactly what people deserve. Thanks for following this saga, folks. Always check your credit report, kids. And if someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Edit. For everyone asking, no, I'm not taking her back. And yes, I kept the vision board. It's framed in my garage as a reminder to never ignore red flags again. Edit 2. Just got a text from an unknown number. Elise, using a friend's phone, asking for a $50 loan for groceries because her cards are maxed and her smoothie shop paycheck isn't until Friday. I sent back a link to the local food bank, then blocked the number. The entitlement never stops.